Alright, welcome to the Abba Shimyaza channel. I got some requests to do a video on the language itself, the Enochian language. I plan on doing one of these, or a few of these, over the next couple of weeks, and we'll start with some pronunciation and a few details that I put forward in the books. If you're not familiar, I've authored 6 books so far on the Enochian language, on the occult, and they're all part of a series entitled Hyacinth Pillars. It's the series title. And the first book is actually Language of Angels. It's the Gargoyle. It's the Watchtower Angels. It's the Gargoyle. The plurality, or the plural word for angels, Elohim, and the singular is Evotier. It's written as Evoti, but it has the absent character phonetic. I'll get into that. I've mentioned it before in at least a couple of videos talking about the first couple of books of the series, but I want to try to get into it a little bit more here. I've got a couple of invocations here. These aren't summonings or anything like that, but they're invocations for the day and age that we're in right now, and a greater working is going on across the supernatural spectrum of magic science in the world today. And there's some significant occult undertakings that are building up and coming together, and there's a lot of people that want to be a part of that, and I want you to be a part of that. So, introductions. Okay, this is Abba Shimyaza channel. My name is Joshua Daniel Adams. I'm on Facebook, and I've got a blog. It's called Amidst Pillars Hyacinth. There's the angels. They invert. Think everything's like flipped. So Hyacinth Pillars. It's in the Angelic language. In the Enochian, it's Ohuve Indie, and that would be Hyacinth Pillars. But of course, they flip it around. They say Pillars Hyacinth, Indie Ohuve. But that's how they do things, as related to the middle pillar that we're in. But anyway, no cosmology in this video, or gnosis on creation today. I'll do another video for that, or 2 or 3. Okay. If you're familiar with Enochian at all, then you're familiar with Dee and Kelly, the astrologer for Queen Elizabeth. John Dee and Edward Kelly, they did scrying. They scried, usually out of crystal or a piece of glass, so on and so forth. You can scry on different surfaces, reflective surfaces. I'm going to be introducing some magic mirror, black mirror incantations, inculcations for the black mirror. I'm going to include them in a video. I'm going to include a few different incantations and pieces of the Enochian language as far as ritual work in a few videos. And I'm probably going to try to push them out before Halloween. But back to Dee and Kelly. Whenever they got the instructions to create the giant yantras, the magic tables, like 114 square grid and giant yantras, there was not a place. They were not instructed, and they did not ask about the absent character phonetic. This is introduced in the first book of my series, Language of Angels, Eta Ede Gadorie. The absent character phonetic is a phonetic sound added to the end of words. It bridges between words, and it's phonetically the same as the English character E. So if it's like DE, so of mundane, instead of ET or Ete, which is divine version of the word of. There's two ofs in the Enochian. So mundane and the divine. There's several words like this, and then there's certain words that are combined to become divine. So then you would include, if the of is included in that phraseology, that syntax, then it would be, you would use the Ete. But for the divine, for the mundane, any word in the syntax and then of being included, and if it's mundane, then it's going to just be day. Well, with the absent character phonetic, it's the same phonetic sound as the E character. There's an article on the blog that goes into some detail about the bridging between words, and so if a word ends on E, there's no need to add the absent character phonetic sound to that word. It is there, so it's bridged off of that final character of the word. Okay, so if it's take the four forces of God, or the Godhead, the first flame, Vue Doni Il Parte, the prime formulation and force of sentience, Zotus Vizi, creator, Zivitol. These are names. Now names and counting, like C, Ni, Re, Ace, V, T, He, so on, so on. E, Aim, Pio, etc., etc. Those are excluded from the absent character phonology. So counting with words and names, and even the names for the glyphs for the angelic alphabet, those are names. Names of angels, names of people, names of demons. But now titles are a little bit different. But when it comes to divine titles, that's different than within the creation. Names in here are personal names. Titles are separate. With the divine, the distinction between name and title is, so there's no absent character, phonetic sound added to the title or names of God. There's no distinction in there. So Zamran, which means thus you power life. It's just Zamran, but it's a title, but it's also a name. Even creator, or El, first of first, Iad, order of orders, God of justice. These are left without the absent character phonetic sound added to the end. In the Enochian enunciation, if you have a word ending with E, that phonetic is stretched out. It is stretched a little bit more. So it's like, here we have the Trinity of the Flame, incantation, invocation. So Zerue, Ete, Vue, Il Parte. And it's divine because it's of the Flame Trinity. And the Flame Trinity, the flame here, is the divine word in the title of this incantation, Il Parte. So it's going to be the of is going to be ate. Otherwise, it'd be day. Now, just like the word day, it starts out in the first line of the incantation. It's a TE in the English characters here. TE, so it's te. It's just stretched just a little more. Then next word, lo rue. So it's at lo rue, an absent character phonetic is added to the end, but it's fairly brief. It's fairly brief. So it's te lo rue zue jove. So za e rizro teve zuvu lo teve. The next line has a word foluve, Foluve. So it's going to be stretched. Foluve ute vaze teloge zuroe no hezue sudfoe. And then the third line, gue tu ve so huve ostae. So it would read, the Trinity of the Flame incantation would read, te lo rue zue jove, soza e rizro teve zuvu lo teve. Foluve ute vaze teloge zuroe no hezue sudfoe. Gue tuve so huve ostae. This is done 3 times. And of course, the use of sigils is fairly big in the sigil craft of the quantum sorcery and the Enochian magic. Sigils are incorporated a lot, but of course they're used more often with names and astral addresses in essence. So, but the sigil craft can include that entire working up of the incantation or inculcation itself. The next one I've got here down as an example. It's an invocation. It's an energetic invocation, and it has a compounded words. Compounded words, where the hypercritical mark is, the absent character phonetic is added there as well. Not just the end of words as standard, but also at the hypercritical mark. So we have a IVLE, and so it's already included because the hypercritical mark comes right after the E. Now it's not added again. So you have evle, and then hypercritical mark, then HOT, hote, evle, hote, evle, hote. So it's just going to have that one that it ending on the E before the hypercritical mark. It bridges there at that compounded junction there, where the two stems come together to create the compounded word, the lexeme. Puz neve, tive soe, ti nevume, luteve rite, eshive ote, olseve, ti zege vose lue gadme. Ovue, ize, unzoe, sive, vilue. So the energy invocation, ivle, hote, pulsneve, tive soe, ti nevume, luteve, rite, eshive, ote, o seve, ti zege, vose, lue, gadme. Ovue, ize, unzoe, sive, vilue. There's some significant Enochian language added to the original D and Kelly vocabulary. I've expanded the vocabulary so far twice. It's been expanded the first book, and then the fourth book, Enochian Chants Kundalini Sorcery, is the fourth book. All the books include Enochian invocations. Book 6, the Darkness Tarot, Authentic Tarot of the Atlantean Witch King, it has consecration of the tarot deck, a few small ones. It probably has the least of any of the books, but it is a book on sigil magic, sigil craft, combined with the divinatory cartomancy of the tarot. And you combine sigil magic to the tarot and use pendulum divination on top of that. You have a triune magic science going on there, and the opportunity to craft one of the most energetically efficient decks of cards for your own personal use that can be made. But there's on the Amidst Pillars Hyacinth website, I posted a image of a sigil, and it has the largest Enochian word in existence. And I'm not going to say it in this video. I would only speak that one out loud for specific reasons. But it is the angelic word for what the fundamental forces of God, or the Godhead, inverted out of. This existence beyond the divine domain, or the abode of the Creator, and it's the largest word. And the actual name for the language, Enochian, is a nickname of sorts. It's not. The angels, they refer to it, and the demons refer to it as the Zidoe, Z-I-D-O-E, Zidoe, which means God's language. So that's what I refer to it as, but I will use the Enochian term because it's the familiar term. Alright, this is 17, 18 minutes. Alright. I'm going to add some more videos. I'm going to put them up here within the next week, next few days. Some specific invocations, and briefly describe the sigils involved, and how to produce them off of the Enochian numer key. And this is a specific key used to produce Enochian sigils. And then the pronunciation of the incantations. Thanks for watching, and as always, namaste.